Hi Sagittarius, here is a general look at your solar chart for May 2016, and this is Diana reporting to you from a camper van somewhere in Europe. Now I'm going to do something a bit different. I'm going to speak to you about one of the outer planets, because I don't usually mention it except at the end of the year or the beginning of the new year. And that's Uranus, and what a favor Uranus is doing you, just, you know, these are known as generational planets or transpersonal planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, because more or less everybody from one generation has them in the same sign, or as I say, more or less. It might be at the very, very end or the very beginning of the next one, but because they take so long to make a, to come make one revolution round the wheel of the chart. So at the moment, Uranus is in this very positive, beneficial, very helpful angle to your sun sign, and I thought it might be good to mention it at the moment because it's running parallel with part of the transit of, or indeed it is running parallel with the transit of Saturn, because Saturn will be leaving there at the end of 2017, and Uranus will be leaving this good angle at the end of 2008. Well, actually it's not the end, but 2018. So this could be a good time for you to explore new ways to have fun. You may join in with a group of others. You may accidentally stumble into a group of others. You could create a group. And people who've got, or beings, it doesn't have to be people, you know, who have interests in common, who've got goals in common, or it could be something humanitarian. It could be related to that, but whatever it is, it's creative, it's enterprising. It could be artistic. It's definitely something where you feel empowered, and there is this sense of play, there's this sense of fun around. If you're involved in something entrepreneurial, you may feel inspired to take new directions, and you'll certainly be more open to innovation and new approaches or techniques. So maybe you want to be getting into something which is more playful, less structured, or maybe there is a structure, because actually probably at the moment you've got to have structure. Saturn in a sign of the zodiac likes the word structure, and in fact likes you to be working on getting foundations in place and getting things getting things constructed in a certain kind of a way. But it's this area here means that you should be or could be, or you get more opportunities to be more open to this playful dynamic, or this dynamic which is something you're doing which is I call it playful, but it could simply be something you're working on, but which gives you you get a kick out of it, you enjoy it, it gives you pleasure, whatever it is, and you begin to feel empowered, and you begin to feel appreciated by others. So whether it's a relationship, whether it's work, whether it is something that you are creatively working on, or you know, whether it's a group that you've joined. Anyway, this is running parallel with Saturn. It's also running parallel with Pluto in a security orientated sector. It's gone into the sign after yours, because you Saggies maybe remember all the years you had Pluto in your sign and what that felt like. So your attitude towards money and property is now changing because of the dynamic presence of Pluto there. Subtly though, it's dynamic, but it's subtle, and it's it kind of takes you through the labyrinth of maybe being extravagant, you know, and then being ever so modest and frugal, and then back to extravagant again, because you're trying it out. You're seeing what gives most back to you. You're seeing what you can value most. The thing about Pluto there is, if you haven't had the money to be extravagant, then it's very likely to reverse the wheel so that you can actually give it a go. It's just another experience on the planet, isn't it? You can't take it with you when you leave. Or if you've been used to being extravagant and sort of a bit casual with money because you've got oodles of it, I mean, I don't know anybody like that, then it could reverse the wheel again, because you need to learn through the experiencing of the other side, maybe just for a while, so that you end up knowing what it is you is truly of worth to you, is truly of value to you. Is it money? Or maybe it's not. Is it power? Maybe it's not. Is it good health? Yeah, maybe it is. So, or whatever else, you know, expressing yourself in a freer, more spontaneous, more fun type of way. Maybe that's what's of most value to you. So this is where Pluto is. And Pluto came in there in 2008. It left your sign then. Just at the very end of 2008, if I remember, and it will be there until 2024. So it's a very, very, very long transit. On another level, you'll learn to let go of parts of yourself which previously were of value, or you felt were, you know, good things about you, or which, you know, you could earn through, maybe. Maybe you let go of those. Maybe you know, those earnings, okay, but it becomes routine, it becomes boring, it becomes, you know, just dull, and you realize that you've got to find this other part of yourself, which you will with Pluto, because Pluto can take you right deep into parts that you didn't even know were there, and then you come up with, hey, another talent, another ability, another thing that you really enjoy doing. So there's other aspects which have been lying hidden, lying dormant for a long time, and which you then realize are valuable, not only to yourself, because you're enjoying experiencing the world, using them as tools, maybe as resources, maybe it's about property, maybe it's about various resources like equipment, or maybe it is about your talent that you really enjoy experiencing with, learning about and experiencing through and with. So your potential, this is bringing up more of your potential, and you'll learn that the only true security does not lie out there in the world, but it lies within yourself. That's the only thing that you can really rely on. Whether it's your bad behavior you can really rely on, but you know it's there. It's solid because you have the control over it. And of course Pluto is about control. So why not let it be your good behavior, which really is life affirming and kind of really boosts your spirits, and therefore you radiate, and whether you know it or not, you're boosting the spirits of others. That seems to be the way it works anyway. So transiting Uranus is also exerting a beneficial but less powerful influence upon Gemini, your opposite sign. So if you know any Geminians or Aquarians, then they're getting that as well. So that the transit of Uranus is 2011. It came in 2011 and it will leave in 2018. Transit of Pluto is 2008 and it will leave 2024. So I thought you might just like to know that at the moment. And of course you can look it up as well. Look up Uranus in the 5th house. Look it up, and you can look up Pluto in the 2nd house as well. Pluto in the 2nd house. Right, so on to other things. So until the 21st, in fact you've got a lot of niggly details and work. It's quite work orientated for most of the month. So you've got to be practical, you've got to get the to-do list out, you've got to get things organized, you've got to tend to those little jobs that maybe were left in the corner, and you just got to get on with things. It could be as well getting on with things related to health, your own or somebody else's, health providers, therapies, therapists, healthy practices, whatever it's about, the practical aspects of life just now. Mercury is going retrograde, so it can mean hold-ups and delays and things taking a bit longer than you'd planned or you'd hoped there. And then also Mars is running retrograde as well, which tends to blunt the sharp a force of Mars. It means that you don't have that real fire energy. Well, it is fire, but it's not that really cutting fire energy, like a oxyacetylene cutter energy, maybe, or a laser like energy, perhaps. Although I would say that that's probably more Uranian, but maybe it's Uranus and Mars together. Anyway, that's me going off on another tangent. So basically what I'm trying to say is that if you have to throw down the gauntlet to someone, or you have to confront somebody, or you want to launch something in a major way, at the moment I think you need to be more indirect and kind of oblique and strategic, rather than go in full power at the moment, because Mars is going retrograde. So Mars is going to encourage a more self-reflective mood, where you will be mulling things over in the midst of other activities. No, that's happening from the 28th. At the moment, Mars is in your sign. Sorry about that. I'd rushed ahead when Mars moves, but no, Mars is in your sign just now, and that means that you could be very much on the with the ball rolling and continuing to roll, a follow-on, a continuity, not a major new assault though, because of it going backwards, you see. So just keeping on with it, and Saturn is in your sign. That gives stamina, that gives ability to build, that gives perseverance, and that's what she demands from you. So that's why she gives it, because she demands it and you've got to supply it. Just in some ways putting one foot in front of the other, I guess, with personal goals and ambitions, and where you want to get to from here. But Mars will tend to boost the vitality, and just make sure that Mars isn't running you ragged, because you're spreading yourself too thin, you're stretching yourself too much, you're expecting too much of yourself. But Mars does want to help boost your vitality and give you more energy. So do the sorts of things that will allow Mars to really help you with that, and get enough downtime for yourself as well. And you can make the decisions. You can set off on that path. But if you've got to do some kind of really quite if you've got to do something which is quite challenging, then, like I say, just be more strategic with it, rather than going full on at it. So we have the Sun moving and Venus moving. The Sun moves on the 21st and Venus moves on the 24th into your opposite partner area, or opposite numbers, or working one-to-one with people. It goes into that area there then, and then it's great for sharing, great for teaming up with another in some way, somebody coming to you for the help or the information, you go to somebody else for the help, or maybe it's just to do with partnerships in general, or close relationships with people, friendships, family, partners, that kind of thing. And again, cooperation and coordination, getting you with another, getting you further than you would be able to get to on your own. That's the general idea of that one. And of course, Saturn wants you to build these new structures, wants you to take your talent seriously now, Sagittarius. No more pussyfooting around and beating around the bush. It's like really getting with the program, and waking up and smell the coffee, and getting on with it, getting to that part of your being more responsible for your own stuff, for your own decisions in the past, and your own behaviors and your own mistakes, and your own neglects, maybe, which maybe you were ignorant about because you didn't have the awareness or whatever. Don't blame yourself, and just coming now on your timeline to a point where you can resolve as much as you possibly can. Of course, none of us can ever do it all, and then go forwards in a more aware, responsible way with how you want your life to be, and concentrate your energies more purposefully upon specific targets in your life, and build, develop those areas. And if you've got to be sometimes really getting tough because there's obstacles in the way, do it. On the other hand, if it's something is regularly tiring you out, and it's you are always feeling drained and depleted, then maybe this Saturn transit is telling you something, or really that experience is telling you, it's time to let that go and go on to something which is more life affirming, and from which you get more, especially with Uranus helping you just now. And really Pluto is too, but you've got to handle Pluto a little bit, because Pluto is connected to the snake energy, and the snake energy is a very, very powerful energy, but it is energy which can renew you and help you transmute really, and evolve into new things, in your case through your talents, through your resources, through property, through financial things at the moment. And depending on the transits of the inner, quicker moving planets, you might do well out of a transaction, but that depends on where the other planets are. For instance, Jupiter at the moment, I was coming on to, if you get Jupiter and Mars in a good angle. Jupiter is in your area of career at the moment, also general life direction, where you want to go with your life. So new doors opening for you, you experiencing, you experimenting, you trying stuff out. Maybe you go down a blind alley every now and again, and then you filter down what really does feel right for you. And where Pluto is giving you that sense of, okay, this is what I want to be spending the years of my life on, rather than that stuff. So you might have to do that stuff for commercial reasons, or rather financial reasons, for a while, but then this Pluto presence is going to help you to feel where it's really at for you, and doors opening, and it's more likely you could gain more recognition and be learning new things professionally. But by the end of the transit, you should feel more established, because you've figured out where you really want to be and what you really want to be doing as best you can at this stage in your life. But really, this planet Jupiter, this position, is helping you to get into something which is allowing you to bring your inner identity, your inner inclinations, favorite things that you like, things that you favor, more out towards the wider platform, the broader world. And you get what I mean by that. And you, Sagittarius, born the 2nd to the 4th of December, it's the 4th to the 8th of December, and with that's 12 to 15 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most. And then for Saturn, I didn't mention that, you, Sagittarius, born the 3rd to the 7th, so it's nearly the same actually, or with 12 to 16 degrees rising, going to feel that energy of Saturn the most at the moment. And that's it. If you want to check any of this stuff out, it's written up on my website, DianaGarland.com. And if you know your rising sign or your moon sign, listen to those, and I'll see you the next time.